so in the middle of 2011, I left the work that I was doing, which meant I gave up like effectively, close to $1 million of future compensation guaranteed.
Yeah.
But at that time, honestly, it was the easiest decision in the world, because I had got to a state of such kind of a low state of kind of, that I'm just wasting my life, basically, that
What is that like?
it didn't really matter what anyone would have promised me at that stage. I was going to move to the next thing.
And you had like no fear whatsoever.
No, I mean, really, I don't think I did. I kind of just, I mean, I've got to that stage where, yeah, like it was a sort of fearless stage of, I don't care, I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. And actually, I joined them on a voluntary basis. Like when I actually joined them, they said the best we can do right now is that you can participate as a volunteer, and then if we can pay you in 3-4 months, then we'll pay you. So I was like, fuck it, that was enough for me. So that's how, like, kind of desperate I was in a way to get out, but also how committed I was to a different path. Now, when I joined, I didn't know that National Zakat Foundation, all in this, like, at that time, it was for another role, a senior role within memorisation. But it was quite kind of a generous role across different projects, different things, more like a finance type of thing. But anyway, that particular role didn't work out for me. Wasn't really the thing that I wanted to do necessarily. So it wasn't that, and I often tell people this, it's not like you have to have everything worked out. You just have to figure out, okay, the next step, and then keep learning and keep thinking through. So yeah, but then eventually National Zakat Foundation was started. The team, and this was already a dream of Sheikh Tawfiq anyway, to launch something called.
So you were reasoning to join National Zakat Foundation, to spearhead.
No, it wasn't actually. So to join memorisation, it wasn't to spearhead National Zakat Foundation. I joined memorisation for something else. Then it kind of just evolved over the course of that year, where by the end of the year, I ended up in charge of National Zakat Foundation.
Okay.
Because the project had been launched. But I wasn't here actually when the project was launched in the United Kingdom in that Ramadan. I was actually in Australia because Mercy Mission had just launched a centre there in Australia. And then actually I met my wife there, so I basically got married. Well, I mean, not then and there. So we met briefly, came back, started the process. But it wasn't a long process, to be honest. I was quite sort of,
you knew.
Instinctive. Yeah, you knew. I knew, yes. She didn't know, but there you go. Anyway, so she knows now. 4 kids later, she knows here. So from the lad, but by the way, you see, that's an example of something which, I mean, the idea that I was going to get married in Australia means something like, that was for me like a great example of, he provides for what you don't expect, and I've gone on this. So I've gone on this pathway. So then it's like, I say, okay, fine. So we'll find the best person for you to assist you on this, and she actually has been. So that's been a big blessing. And when we think about risk, you see, provision is not just money. People can be wealthy but have a disastrous home life, and it doesn't matter how much money you have, right? People can be, but people can have little, but have whether it's within the family or different relationships that they have that are strong and that sustain them. They can be a lot more valuable. And in fact, I think some famous studies and I think YouTube videos have been done on this in terms of people at the end of their life, right? What do they value more than anything else? And it is relationships, or what have they valued to relationships?
Yeah.
And I think that's very true, very true. I mean, I can think of, for me, what really stands out in life is the key relationships.